What's up everyone, how's it going? It's Simon here from CD Revival, and today I'm here with another CD update. So for the last few weeks I've been picking up a few CDs from eBay and a couple charity shops as well, and a couple of things that I had that I lent out and been returned, so maybe only one thing of that actually, but either way, we have some new stuff to show you, and it's a fairly interesting bunch of stuff as always. So we will start off with this one. Prodigy, Invaders Must Die. This one comes from, this is still sealed up to be honest with you, I can't even open it and show you the disc, but Mrs. CD, she has two of these, so I inherited one of them, and this is from 2009. It's a good CD, good album. I've heard it a bunch of times. It's come out a while ago. It's got Omen on it, which is one of their better tracks, and Invaders Must Die, Take Me to the Hospital, Warriors Dance, some good stuff. So if you like Prodigy, you'll like this one. I was happy to get this for free from Mrs. CD. So yeah, decent album from the Prodigy. This one I picked up off of eBay, Cars Greatest Hits. I like the Cars. I thought I already had this, and I didn't. So I'm not a massive aficionado of their entire discography, but I do like their hits, as it were. So yeah, lots of good stuff on here, just what I needed. You might think I really like as well, obviously Drive, Best Friend's Girl, Heartbeat City, etc. About £2 I think I paid for this off of eBay, so well worth the money for the 13 tracks of greatest hits. So yeah, good band, easy listening I guess, some good guitar work, great production, catchy stuff, enjoyable. It's the only CD I've got of theirs, so I did think I already had it, but as it turns out I didn't, so now I do. Next one, another eBay purchase, Live Evil from Black Sabbath. This is the one with Ronnie James Dio on vocals. I think this is the one that famously split up the band at the time that he was there. He left, he had the something to do with disputes over volume levels, etc. That old chestnut. Decent album, obviously concentrates on stuff from Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell, with some older Sabbath stuff on here. Now, obviously it's kind of common knowledge that, you know, Ronnie James Dio is a technically better vocalist than Ozzy. And I mean, I love Ozzy as well, but listen to stuff like NIB and Iron Man and War Pigs. I mean, having Ronnie sing it sounds better with Ozzy, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's like, in my opinion, having like War Pigs, for example, it's just kind of, it just sounds so much better with Ozzy on vocals. Paranoid as well. Children of the Grave. It's a decent live album, it sounds good, but the Ozzy stuff I do prefer, much prefer hearing Ozzy sing it rather than Ronnie James Dio singing it. Probably Ozzy would sound poor doing Dio era Sabbath stuff, but he doesn't do that, he refuses to, which is fair play. But yeah, I love the Dio era Sabbath, and a good live album. Yeah, kind of, it's a bit weird in a way, but yeah, still pretty good. Next one, first Nashville Pussy album. This one I ordered from eBay, I think it was about £5, something like that. So yeah, as it turns out, it's signed by the band. I guess it's legit. Why anyone would, you know, fake their autographs, I'm not too sure. So yeah, it's quite a nice little bonus for that to come, and yeah, be signed by the band as well. Signed inside as well. It kind of opens out as a poster, and that's also been signed and lipstick marked by the girls, so also pretty good. As far as the actual CD goes, yeah, decent southern punky rock kind of stuff. Do like it. It's, you know, not earth shattering or, you know, particularly, intelligent, I guess, but good fun rock and roll, and yeah, all their stuff's pretty similar, but all pretty fun to listen to. So I'm pretty happy to get that one. Next one, Coupled With by the Wild Hearts. Big fan of the Wild Hearts at the moment. Listen to a lot of their stuff. Listen to them most days. I just find them very enjoyable to listen to. This one is not a studio album as such, but it's a collection of mainly B-sides from the Wild Hearts Must Be Destroyed sort of era singles. They do tend to put out a lot of different formats in singles with a lot of different B-sides on them, and this kind of collects them all together, as well as the Stormy in the North, Calmer in the South single as well, which is the first song on here, but which is a great track. But yeah, loads of really good stuff on here. It's got 21 songs on it. No, sorry, 20, but 21 is the video for Stormy in the North, Calmer in the South. But yeah, loads of really good tracks on here. It's got the Cheers theme as well, Move On, Looking for the One. Loads of really good stuff. If you like the Wild Hearts, then you'll like this CD. If you don't like the Wild Hearts, then I suggest you rethink your musical options. But yeah, fantastic band, this one. Yeah, really good album, good collection of unreleased stuff. Well, not unreleased stuff, released on B-sides of singles, which obviously are very difficult to get nowadays. But so yeah, highly recommended. Coupled With by the Wild Hearts. Next one, Desert Sessions. This one is volume 9 and 10. Obviously Josh Homme and friends. A lot of PJ Harvey stuff on here. Not bad, not as good as the one that came after this, which is 11 and 12, which I have also. But still, yeah, really good. It's got Twiggy Ramirez on it as well, guesting, PJ Harvey, as I said, and some others as well. Chris Goss from Masters of Reality. Yeah, some good tracks on here. I think it's got Make It With You on here as well, which is obviously on the Queens of the Stone Age album, obviously a slightly different version. Good album, not their best Desert Sessions one, but still well worth having. This one's pretty funny. Synthesizer, The Ultimate Sound Experience 4 CD box set. Got this in a charity shop, probably for £1 maybe. Yeah, it's like some guy on a Yamaha home organ basically banging out kind of synthesizer tracks and other stuff. So you've got things like Crockett's theme, you've got the Eve of the War of the Worlds, Oxygen, Autobahn, Telstar is on here as well, but also things like Kingston Town. It's 4 CDs of just terrible covers of like synth tracks on a terrible synth. I thought it might be good, it's not, but it is so bad it's good, if you know what I mean. But yeah, 4 CDs of it's pretty hardcore. Came out in 1991. Pretty rare by all accounts, according to Discogs. It doesn't really come up much. But yeah, one of those so bad it's good kind of scenarios. Yeah, just bad. It's just one of those things that you buy, but yeah, it's just kind of, it's funny. Sign of the Times by Prince, lent this out, got it returned. I've got the super deluxe version. This is the fat box edition, so obviously, it comes in the big fat box. Classic album, don't really need to say too much more about it, apart from it's one of his greatest albums by one of the greatest artists. Yeah, fantastic. Fat box is probably one of the less common versions of it. I've seen it come in like 2 separate jewel cases as well. But yeah, so this one, I owned it anyway, but it was returned to me, so that. This one, another freebie. Mrs. CD bought 2 of these. So she gave me one. I don't really know what it is. I think it's some sort of pop-y sort of stuff. She's got very different musical tastes, but she does like to buy a CD, but she also does like to buy them twice. I've done it before. I think you forget that you've already got it. But this is Gem, Finally Woken. It will probably never get played by me. Groove Armada, another one which Mrs. CD has bought 2 copies of. This one I do quite like Groove Armada. Big beat kind of electro kind of stuff. So yeah, this one pretty decent. Goodbye Country, Hello Nightclub. That's that one. Got quite a few here actually. We better get a wriggle on. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe his 5th album. This one's absolutely superb. Probably my favourite album of his. I do like Yeezus as well. I do like Kanye West, but yeah, this one's an absolute like production, and you know, just a masterpiece. Really, it's really superb. He's a bit of a dick. Let's not, you know, pretend that he's not. But this album, yeah, very good indeed. Really good. This one, another one that I thought I had, but I didn't, so I picked it up very cheaply off of eBay. I think it was like £2.50 or something. Avenged Sevenfold Nightmare. Good album of theirs. If you like Avenged Sevenfold, you'll like this. Some yeah, great stuff on there. Welcome to the Family, amongst others. Yeah, really good album. This one I got at the same time because there was a bit of an offer on one of the websites that was like, you know, buy one get one 40% off, so I picked up this one, Audio Secrecy by Stone Sour. This has got a bonus DVD with it as well. I've only got their first 2 albums, so I've not actually listened to this one yet, so we'll give that a go. But yeah, decent enough stuff, I expect. Try and pick up the rest of their bits and bobs, to be honest with you. So that's the deluxe edition of Audio Secrecy. These 3 came actually literally today. First one, Bad News. It's kind of a comedy album from Comic Strip Presents. If you're based in the UK, you probably have heard of it if you're of a certain age. But yeah, very funny. Rick Mail, Adrian Edmondson, Nigel Planer, and Peter Richardson are the players in the band, if you like. Rare, you can't stream it, so yeah, you have to kind of own the CD if you want to hear it. But yeah, it's funny, and yeah, it's funny, deliberately funny. But yeah, delighted to pick that one up. Been looking for it for a long time, and actually got it I think for about 5 or 6 quid, which is worth quite a bit more, so happy to get that. Next one, Danzig 5, Black Acid Devil. Probably his worst album. If you've seen my Danzig ranking, you know that I don't particularly rate it that highly. Bit high, more highly than when it first came out. I've sort of grown on me a bit, but still not a great album. But for the sake of the Danzig collection, did pick it up and say once again, it's, you know, not the easiest album to find, so fairly happy to get it. Yeah, a lot more industrial than his earlier albums, and obviously later stuff as well, but got that one. Another one from the Wild Hearts, Endless Nameless. Been sort of umming and ahhing over getting this for a while, just because it's not a great album. By far my least favourite Wild Hearts album. But yeah, once again, it was like wait for it to become available at a price which I thought was reasonable, which was 4 quid. But yeah, it's not their normal style. Normally they're quite sort of heavy but also catchy. This one's just noise. I think it deliberately set out to make a very noisy, almost unlistenable album, and they pretty much achieved it with this. I think this is their 4th album. But yeah, I will be doing a ranking of their albums, but yeah, no, you know, spoiler alert, this one will be bottom. I just don't, it's hard to listen to, and the further you get into it, the harder it gets to listen to. So if you are new to the Wild Hearts, don't necessarily check that one out first, or, you know, ever. This is a solo album from Ginger from the Wild Hearts. This is 10, which is a bit of a compilation of stuff from 4 or 5 of his solo albums. He's done a lot of solo albums. He's very prolific. Has done a lot of stuff. this is probably a little bit more commercial sounding than the Wild Hearts. Still got that real catchiness, and it's still got some heavy stuff on here, but it's yeah, it's not quite as heavy as they are, but still well worth listening. As I say, he's done a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is very difficult to find nowadays. So I got a bunch of stuff in the charity shop that were like 5 for £1. This was one of them. This was my make weight one, which is Fallout Boy from Under the Cork Tree. I've actually listened to this, and I think it's actually fairly good. I did quite enjoy it actually. Sugar We're Going Down. There's a really catchy single, and it's all pretty listenable. I didn't mind it at all when I was listening to it. So yeah, I was happy to get that for basically 20p. This one the same, Stepping Out from Joe Jackson. Looks like a bit of a dweeb, quite honestly, but he's done some good stuff and some good singles, so you should really going out with him. Probably one of the most famous. And also it's different for girls and Stepping Out. Yeah, it reminds me of, you know, whenever, probably the late 70s, I guess, when he was putting singles out. But yeah, quite listenable, quite enjoyable. So it's basically a greatest hits, very best of. Still got The Blues by Gary Moore. This was another one in the 5 for £1. Good album, to be honest with you. Still Got the Blues was the single from it, and it's all fairly bluesy stuff, as the name might suggest. So you can't really go too wrong with a bit of Gary Moore. Another one in the 5 for £1, which is this one, Foot in the Door, Best of Pink Floyd. Pretty much got everything that's on here anyway. Don't think I've got See Emily Play on CD, because obviously that wasn't on their first album, it was a single only. And Fletcher Memorial Home. Oh, Learning to Fly as well, and High Hopes there. Fletcher Memorial Home's from the Final Cut, which I don't have. Learning to Fly is probably from Momentary Lapse of Reason or something like that, one of those albums which I also don't have. But anyway, for 20p it was worth it. Strange Clouds from B.O.B. Actually I had this when it first came out, which was probably early 2011, 2012 maybe. It's not too bad. That sort of hip hop from that kind of era. A bunch of guest appearances on it, like Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj and Trey Songz, etc. But yeah, not bad. I haven't heard it for years, to be honest with you. Discovery by Tiny Temper, another one which I did enjoy back in the day. Things like Pass Out and Written in the Stars, and Miami to Ibiza on there as well. Frisky. It's quite a decent UK hip hop album. Outkast, Stankonia. Not too bad, not their best album, but still pretty good. If you like Outkast, then give that one a go. Missy Elliott, Respect Me. It's pretty much the greatest hits of hers. She's done some good stuff, to be fair. You can't really knock her contribution towards hip hop, especially like females doing hip hop. So yeah, it's got obviously all of her famous tracks on it. Get Your Freak On, Work It, The Rain, etc. So yeah, pretty good. I've gone super hip hop at the moment. This one, To Pal, Bridge of Spies, old school 80s, isn't it? Marvelous. Don't really need to show you the inside, but we will. China in Your Hand, Heart and Soul, big songs from this one. So yeah. Starsky and Hutch, 70s soul, funk, jazz, disco, double CD. Basically it's a compilation CD with a Starsky and Hutch moniker on it, just to try and sell a few more copies. So, yeah, 2 discs, a bit broke. Another one which I paid probably like 50p to £1 for, but yeah, loads of sort of disco slash funk from the 70s, going up to even things like Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. There's the track listing if you're in any way interested. This one, another one, this was the last one that I got in the 5 for £1, and it's basically original album series of ZZ Top. So it's the Rio Grande Mud, Tres Hombres, Fandango, Diguello and Eliminator. They come in like mini slipcase kind of things like this. 20 pence for 5 albums of, you know, which are all decent to be fair from ZZ Top. So very, very happy, cannot argue with that. Coming towards the end, Soldier Boy, no words really. Anyway, LCD Sound System, good album, really like their stuff. It's hard to describe what they're like, but it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. If you've heard them, then you'll know. If you haven't, then you won't. But it's kind of electro rock, a lot of different styles in there, but still really good. This is their first album. Definitely recommend you check it out if you want something interesting. Last one, David Bowie's Black Star, final album that he did before he died, like literally just before he died it came out. And yeah, another interesting album, some good stuff on here, considering how long into his career he was. It's a really good album for him to finish off. So didn't have this before, so picked that up. Maybe paid £2 for that, I think. Can't even remember where I got it from, to be honest, but get it I did. But yeah, so that is that. That's my most recent CD update. Yeah, it's quite a long one, and yeah, we'll carry on. We've still got some S's to go through, to be honest with you, so we'll do them next, and we'll be on to T, which I've got a fair few of those. So we've still got quite a few CDs in the collection to sort of deep dive into. A bunch of rankings still to do from various bits and bobs. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate every view that I get. Is you know, it's super appreciated by me. So thanks again. Have a great weekend and take it steady. Cheers.